Today I want to talk about two awesome techniques that have allowed me to drastically enhance my sound and manipulate and add more color and depth to the way I play. And the two techniques have actually to do with jaw movements and embouchure. Now, before any of this, of course, there are many things you need to have in place, and I talk a lot about this, which is air support, right? And then the airflow. And the airflow and the air support are extremely important. Before you do anything or before you try to apply anything on your embouchure, make sure to have those right. Now, don't want to cover all of that now, but I have other videos where I do, and I left it in the description, where I talk about airflow and embouchure things and things like that. But today I want to talk about these two things that have to do with jaw movement. One of it is subtone, which I have another video where I talk more in depth about it, and the other one has to do with moving the jaw slightly inwards and outwards in order to get a fatter and rounder sound. Now, I'm saying this because I see a lot of saxophone players having a very thin or compressed sound because they don't know how to manipulate the jaw enough to actually get a rounder sound, so that you can start sounding from this, which is that compressed sound, to this. Much more buttery, thicker sound. It all has to do with this. So let's do with the first one. The first one is subtone. Subtone simply means it's the tone under the actual tone. So the full tone would be like this, and usually on the low range. Right, the subtone, what we're trying to do is play softer and under that tone with less actually velocity of air, sounding like this. Now, subtone is usually a soft technique. You need to play under that tone, relax. Actually, you still need a lot of air for it. You don't need less air, but you need is a more control, and simply drop the jaw. When you drop the jaw and think about the ah sound, or A-H-H-H, you know, a lot of saxophone players think like you're blowing, and it's not blowing, it's really breath. So don't think about this. Instantly, it's gonna kill your sound. Think about this. If you think about that, and then just drop the jaw a little extra, play soft with a lot of air. You see right here. Now, that actually takes a lot of energy. Believe it or not, that is more tiring than playing just loud, like. Because that is just, I'm not really doing anything with the embouchure, I'm really pushing the air. But to control the subtone, you're gonna feel a lot of tension here, and you're gonna feel a lot of tension here in the diaphragm. So you need to really control that airflow, and then simply, you can go back, you can go from the real tone, the full tone, to the subtone like this. So you see, that really adds so much smoothness, such a nice and central sound on the saxophone to be able to apply and do the subtone properly. You need a lot of air, and you can do this beautifully for jazz battles or any style that you want. That's number one. By applying subtone correctly, it automatically helps you enhance your sound, because you're gonna play soft with a lot of air, and you're gonna have to relax. You cannot play subtone if you don't relax. Now, this is an effect that mainly works for the low. Actually, everything that I'm gonna teach you now is mainly for the middle to low range, but it actually works for everything. Subtone is usually more appreciative in that lower range, because if you do subtone in the upper range, you won't really hear the quality of it. It really shines on that lower range on all saxophones, soprano, alto, tenor, bari. Especially in that low B flat, boom, it really shines a lot because you're pressing all the keys. But that is the subtone. And I left a video where I'm actually talking really the step-by-step on how to do subtone as well, so make sure to watch it. Now, the next one is a really fun technique that I started grabbing in by listening so much to people like Dexter Gordon, who's been one of my main inspirations on the saxophone. And it's that sound that just, you know, from a regular sound to instantly sounding thicker, especially in that middle to low range, you know, where he would just add this thickness to the sound. And I would just listen to it and I would start trying things with my jaw. Because a lot of these things, you know, once you start having a good sound and a good airflow and a good air support, a lot of these things you're going to figure out by yourself by simply listening. Oh, look, this sounds like that. So for me, I would listen to Dexter and he would play certain things on certain notes like this. Right, sort of this bend where he would like I could feel the jaw moving inwards and outwards, and that's the technique I want to show you now. So with the subtone, it's more about moving it like below, right, like opening up more, like if this would go like this, right, with the subtone. And with this one, it's more about just manipulating the jaw like this, literally like that. So I'm going to do with the middle G here. Pay attention to my jaw movement. It's almost like the sound instantly gets this crunchy, fat, thick color, right? Now there, I'm just playing regular tone going to that extra thick tone. Right? By itself, when I go back and forth, it actually almost sounds like a bend, which is the actual next thing on how you can use this. You can use it as a bend by simply moving your jaw so that the note sounds a little thicker, and then to reduce it, instantly making a beautiful bend like this. I'm not doing anything too complicated there. I'm not actually dropping that, like I'm not bending note to like, you know, like killing the tuning of the note necessarily, which would be more, right? I'm actually simply manipulating the sound and the air with my jaw so that the air goes like, right? So you can start applying this sort of bend or thickening of the sound and this technique like this. I'm going to play a little bit. Just pay attention when I'm using it. I'm going to try to show it when I use it. So you kind of sort of see how it just allows you to get a much thicker sound. Now, if you combine that with the previous one, which is the subtone, I'm thinking on two movements here. Now, subtone, like that, wah, ah, and then for this one, right? If I combine those, you can get these beautiful things. Right? That's pretty cool. Now, those are two techniques. They are hard to do in the sense that you need to really have a good air support. If not, it's just going to sound really messy and bad. Also, it helps. In my case, I have a big tip opening, a 9 start that I like to use. allows me to have, put more air in the mouthpiece. But you can do this with any setup, and it's something you can practice to start getting, especially if you feel your sound is too thin, too crunchy, especially when you play the low notes, especially if you feel like your sound is just thin or too hunky on the low range. If you're experiencing this kind of problems, like sort of like really compressed, then try to apply this. Have a moment where you work on subtone, and then try the other technique where you simply go, listen to a lot of Dexter Gordon and you actually know what I mean. But it's a beautiful technique that allows you to go from a regular sound or from subtone to a much thicker, almost like a little enhancer. It wouldn't be pretty to play like that all the time. It's really, to me, an effect to make your sound really like crunchy and enhanced. It's really like, to me, the equivalent of when you see a photograph and all of a sudden you put an enhancer and all the colors and shapes get enhanced, but you don't want that all the time, right? So it's similar to that. Hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe, turn on notifications. We post videos like this every month. Leave in the comments what did you like about this, or what are your main struggles, so that I can keep that in mind for my following videos. And I've left some information below if you want to work privately with me inside my one-on-one mentorship, where I help students all over the world really boost their saxophone playing. And if you want to join my Improve Mastery Circle as well, an exclusive community where I host my step-by-step framework and a lot of really, really cool content, and you can get feedback from me on your progress. I left all of that below on the description and in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next one.